What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Monday Market Data Report. Today, we are bringing you none other than Austin, Texas. I am your co-host of the STR Investing Podcast, Mark Lumpkin. Hit that like, subscribe button. Tune in every Monday for a Monday Market Data Report and every Friday for a special guest. We appreciate you guys listening in. So without further ado, let's get to it. Austin, Texas, beautiful city, great barbecue, the home of Joe Rogan. If you haven't been, you should go. It's a cool place. Do a couple of great short-term rental conferences there every year. And so here's what the data tells us about the revenue you can make if you own a short-term rental in Austin, Texas. 3 bedrooms in the 50th percentile generate about $45,000 a year in revenue. If you're in the 90th percentile, they generate about $85,000 a year in revenue. So a huge swing. A $40,000 swing between average earning properties and top 10% properties in the 3-bedroom category. We see average daily rates start at $276 and work them way all the way up to $480. So there's a huge swing in nightly rate and there's a huge swing in occupancy. The average occupancy for the 50 percentile homes in Austin, Texas that are 3 bedrooms is 44%. And the top performers in the 3-bedroom category is 71%. So a big swing from the average properties in the 50th percentile up to the top performers. That's shown in the nightly rate being almost $200 more a night, and in the occupancy being up, 27%. So a huge swing in that as well. Then when we jump to a 4-bedroom, we see average properties in the 50th percentile earning $65,000 a year. So a $20,000 swing by having that 4th bedroom, huge. And then the 90th percentile, the top performing properties, we see revenue jump from $85,000 in a 3-bedroom all the way up to $148,000 in a 4-bedroom. So a huge jump, 65 grand more if you have a 4-bedroom and you're a top performer over a 3-bedroom. So you're going to make anywhere from $20,000 to $65,000 more by going with a 4-bedroom. Average daily rate starts at $448 for the 50th percentile in 4 bedrooms, which is up from $276. And then the top performing 4 bedrooms are getting $871 a night. So a huge swing in revenue. We see occupancy dip a little bit. Occupancy goes from 44% in 3 bedrooms on the average down to 41% in 4 bedrooms. And in the 90th percentile, we see occupancy go from 71% in 3 down to 66% in 4s. So there you go. You earn more money and you have lower occupancy. So if you have higher revenue and lower occupancy, you actually have a higher net because you don't have as many cleaning fees and you don't have as much utilities. There's a lot of benefits to having more money coming in on the top line and having less guests stay in the middle. You end up making more at the bottom. So there you go. 4 bedrooms. Totally worth it in Austin, Texas. Anywhere from a $20,000 to a $60,000 swing, depending on what category you fall in. Then when we get to the 5 bedrooms, we see it jump again. We see the average 50th percentile homes go from making $65,000 a year in the 4-bedroom category up to $100,000 a year in the 5-bedroom category. So a huge jump in revenue going from a 4 to a 5, bigger than the jump from a 3 to a 4. Then in the 90th percentile, the top earners, we see that revenue go from $150,000 or so in the 4 bedrooms all the way up to $237,000 in the 5 bedrooms. So it's a huge swing if you're a top performing property to go from a 4 to a 5. Either way, the 3 to a 4 jump was big. The 4 to a 5 jump is huge. Definitely making it worth it. Daily rates start at $672 for 5 bedrooms. Work them way all the way up to $1,200 in the 5-bedroom category if you're in the top 10%. Occupancy stays relatively the same, goes up a little bit in the 50th percentile from 41% to 44%, and goes up a little bit in the 90th percentile from 66% to 81%. So nightly rate jumps quite a bit, occupancy jumps a little bit, and that's how you earn anywhere from $35,000 to $100,000 more a year on a 5-bedroom versus what you would make on a 4-bedroom. All right, let's get to it, guys. I know there's a lot of numbers, but here we go. 6 bedrooms, the big ones, the big mamma jammas. If you're in the average, if you're in the 50th percentile, you're going to earn $155,000 a year. If you are a top performing property, the best performing 6+ bedrooms in Austin, Texas are earning north of $330,000 a year. So they're bringing huge revenues. One of the highest revenue opportunity I've seen in any market across the country. Average daily rates start at about $875 and work their way all the way up above $1,500, with occupancy staying almost the same with a little bump. So occupancy on the 5 bedrooms was 44%. On the 6 bedrooms, it's 49%. And for the top performing properties, it was 81% on the 5s and 82% on the 6s. So occupancy goes up just a tick. Nightly rate goes up drastically, and the revenue potential is massive. The 5 bedroom to 6 bedroom jump could make you an extra $50,000 to $100,000 a year, depending on how your home performs. And there you go, guys. 3 to 4, big jump, decent jump. 4 to 5, huge jump. 5 to 6, massive jump. The bigger the house in Austin, Texas, and depending on how your home performs in those categories, whether you're an average or a great property, you're going to see huge swings in revenue. Some people are making as little as $30,000, $40,000 a year in Austin, Texas, and some people are making $320,000 a year. So once again, the theme that we see all across the country is bigger properties that perform very well are going to crush it. Smaller properties that are in the average are just not going to do great. So let me know what you guys think. We're going to bring you another one next week. We have a killer special guest this Friday. Can't wait for you guys to hear what they have to say. And I appreciate you guys listening in. We'll catch you on the next episode.